Hello, stats students. Welcome back. We're working on problem 4 in your practice problem set for this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. A golf club manufacturer has designed a new club and wants to determine if it is hit more consistently. So when we are working on these story problems in your homework and on your exam, the best thing to do is look for those keywords that tell you what you are looking for. And so when we talk about something that's consistent, that means there's not a lot of change or variation between one use and the next. So we're looking for something with less variability than with the old club. So the data given in columns A and B represent the total number of yards hit by each of the different clubs. So when we swing it, the ball went 153 yards, went 151, 153, so on and so forth. So the question is, using data analysis, which club hits the ball more consistently? So when we talk about consistency, really the key measurement is going to be standard deviation. But just for good measure, we're going to look at mean, median, median, and we're going to look at mode, just to look at measures of central tendency, but standard deviation, we'll just do STDEV for that. So we have the current club and the new club, right? So to find the mean, we use, again, average is our function that we use. Highlight the first one, Control-Shift-Down arrow to highlight all the way to the bottom. Close the parentheses, and so that gives us a standard, an average or a mean of 150 yards shot. Good. Median would be the function. Again, we go to the first one, Control-Shift-Down arrow, close the parentheses. That gives us the median, so about 151 is the middle. And then mode equals mode. We can do the same thing. Start at the first, Control-Shift-Down, close parentheses, and that gives us that. But the most important measure that we're going to look at is standard deviation. Again, that tells us consistency. That tells us the variability within the observations that we have. So we want standard. I'm going to highlight that, and DEV is what we want. Highlight the first one, Control-Shift-Down arrow, highlight the last one, close the parentheses. So that tells us standard deviation is about 5.8 yards for the old or the current design. Now, if I set these up right, I should actually be able to grab these. Notice I have the current one is here, and then the new or the innovation is one column to the right. So if I copy all the formulas I have here, one column to the right, then that will actually calculate everything that I need for that. So notice average works, median works, mode works, standard deviation works. So if we look at these, averages are about the same, median's about the same, mode very similar. But here's the significant difference, and here's which tells us consistency. Easy for me to say, right? So we look at this and we notice the lower standard deviation is with the new club. So the new design is more consistent because it has a lower standard deviation, because the variation among the observations is much tighter around the mean than is the old one.